brothers that has now been done in Thailand, and now we are getting to know exactly when it comes to the details that are now coming across as far as them being brought back to India is concerned. And when it comes to the council, their representatives, how they have been putting their side of the story as the matter is now being taken up. Now, in a way, it is now been said that it is unfortunate that 25 people have lost their lives and 20 of them are said to be the employees who were working at that nightclub, and also taking the court through the medical history and throwing a prescription where some tablets were given without seeing a patient. So in Gaurav Luthra's medical history, this was something that was taken up, Harish, when it comes to their anticipatory bail plea that was taken up in the court yesterday in Delhi. What are we hearing right now on part of the council? How exactly are they putting up with the case and arguing against the arguments that were put up by the Luthras?
That's right, Amita. Even as a lot of action is happening in Thailand, here the Rohini court has begun hearing the anticipatory bail of the Lutra brothers. Counsel for Goa, senior advocate Abhinav Mukherjee has begun his argument. Their case is that license is there. I don't know much about operations, and I had traveled because of work. And before the incident happened, in fact, counsel for Goa says that applicant made the flight booking immediately after the fire incident, despite knowing the incident. They wake up at 1:15 in the night and book a flight. Travel was undertaken to evade probe. Counsel for Goa also saying that they had no business interest in Thailand, and they were lying when they were saying that they had gone in connection with a business interest. When the police went to the residence, his mother and wife of the Lutra brothers said that they don't know the whereabouts. Counsel for Goa also saying that the conduct established that they wanted to evade probe and arrest, and NBW were issued.
Right. But Harish, in what context is the court taking up the matter for hearing today? Wouldn't the plea itself become infructuous now that they have been detained in Thailand?
Yes, till a final word regarding their arrest is awaited, but even then they can still make an attempt to getting in some kind of relief. That is the attempt. That is the attempt which these lawyers are making. And so we have to wait for the outcome of the proceedings in the Rohini court.
Right. But exactly when it comes to how the counter is now being made, when it comes to the counsel for Goa, especially on the lines, and when did they book the tickets? Was it a pre-planned business trip that they had planned? Because they are now coming out with the details that when the nightclub was still burning, the Luthra brothers chose to flee.
Yes, this is exactly what the counsel for the Goa government has said, and now the counsel is urging the judge that the court should not come to their aid as they have misled the court repeatedly. Authorities have fled the country to evade. In this unfortunate incident, 25 people have passed away, 20 are their own employees, and now the Goa counsel is taking the court through medical history and shows a prescription where some tablets were given without seeing the patient, so the ailment was not so threatening. On Gaurav Luthra's medical history, counsel for Goa throws that it is a prescription from a cosmetology clinic and says that this is a bogus case. So the Goa government doing everything to ensure that the Lutra brothers don't get any relief.
But Harish, does the council representing the Goa government in a way establish when it comes to the ownership? Because yesterday when the arguments were being taken up in the Rohini court, the Lutra brothers through their council wanted to say that they are not the real or the actual owners. The on-ground operations and the people who are managing the nightclub should be held responsible.
Yes, the arguments are proceeding. That aspect has not yet come today. Definitely, that's a very important aspect. We can expect that that issue will also very soon come up. Now the Goa government is in fact busy bolstering their argument that Lutra brothers have repeatedly misled the authorities in India, and also is trying to mislead the court.
Are we really looking out of this hearing that is taking place in the court? Because here, as far as the anticipatory bail hearing is concerned, well, that may not, have that kind of result, because now that the brothers who have now been detained in Thailand, and they would be now brought back to India because the team has already been dispatched there. But let's take a look exactly when we speak of these arguments and what were taken up in the court. And this is when the pre-arrest bail. Now, the contentions that was put up when it comes to the counsel who was representing the Luthra brothers, saying that they traveled to Thailand for a business meeting. So it was a pre-planned meeting and the tickets were booked before. Now also saying that the applicant is not in control of the operations at the restaurants. There are people there who handle the day-to-day businesses, the day-to-day affairs, and they should be held accountable. Saying Saurabh, his business partners, they actually operate from Delhi, so they have no business as far as when it comes to what's happening in Goa or other nightclubs. Then saying that applicants runs multiple restaurants across Delhi, 27 of them from Delhi itself, so they cannot be held responsible when it comes to managing the day-to-day affairs. And saying that the managers look after the day-to-day operations and multiple of them have been arrested and they should be held responsible as far as when it comes to this fire is concerned. Saying that Birch restaurant also had the required licenses. Now, this is something that is now part of the investigation by the Goa police, and also saying that the property had fire safety equipment installed. Now, this is in direct contradiction, especially when it comes to the eyewitnesses and the survivors saying that there was only one exit and entry gate. Another contention that they made in the court that the incident is an accident. There is no criminal intent in this. But wasn't it criminal enough that they chose to leave the country and flee the country within hours while the nightclub was still burning and efforts were being made to douse the blaze, and they chose what to do? They wanted to flee the country, and saying it was illegally issued and a notice by the passport authority, and saying that they are ready and willing now to join the investigation, where it doesn't leave them with any other option now. Rucha is connected with us. Rucha, good afternoon. The brothers, they don't have much of an option now. You know, legally they might be trying to portray or, to give out a completely different narrative to protect themselves in a bid to say that they are not the real owners and they are not directly involved. But what about the owners? What about the responsibility for those lives? 25 lives lost.
Well, we are seeing how the Luthras and the rest of the owners, partners are trying to portray themselves as victims, that they are not responsible or they were unaware that such kind of accident is taking place. And in fact, the Luthras had also mentioned that they traveled before the incident took place, which is completely false, because as per the timeline which we received from the Goa police source, it is clear that only after the information about the mishap, about the fire, the booking was made for the Phuket by both the brothers. It was made by the online platform Make My Trip, and after that, after few hours of the incident being reported, they immediately took the flight from Delhi and then flew away. Now they are in radar of the Goa police. The Goa police has successfully managed to find their location, and after that they are now detained by the Thai authorities. Very soon they will be handed over to the Goa police for the further investigation.
So it is important exactly what the Goa government and their council is saying in court as we speak, because this matter has been taken up in the court once again, and this is coming at a time when the Luthra brothers have already been detained in Thailand. Yesterday, when the first matter, the hearing that came up in court, they were still on the run. So let's put out, as far as the anticipatory bail hearing is now concerned, more details that are now emerging. Let's break that story for our viewers, and this is coming from the court itself. What the Goa government is of the opinion that the Luthras ran this nightclub without any required licenses. So there was a clear violation of safety norms and regulations, and also saying that the Luthra brothers are solely responsible as far as when it comes to holding the fire show that actually led to this incident where 25 people died, and mainly their own staffers now seem to be conveniently blaming others. Harish, the updates from the court, please, because they seem to be now putting themselves as the one that they are the victims of this blame game that seems to be happening, but they are now putting the onus on their own staff.
Yes, and the council for Goa now saying that you are running this entire operation without license and you cannot escape that accountability. Investigation shows one entry and one exit. You are holding a fire show and now saying people have been arrested and they should bear the brunt. Goa Council again going on to say that they are the people who had applied for the licenses. It is their signatures. So now they are showing to the court the licenses or the application for licenses in which their sole Lutra brothers' signature is can be seen. A counsel for girls is taking the court through the precedents. He says that this is an actual case where they evade the law and come to the court and create jurisdictional issues and say, I can't come because there are warrants. They are saying that cancel out the proclamation proceeding and warrants, then I can come. And they lied on oath before this court too.
All right.
Counsel for Delhi Police PP Atul Srivastava says that this is an exceptional right, and to make this maintainable, they have to satisfy.
But it's a long road ahead as far as for the Goa police is also concerned. They've managed to work with the authorities, with the Thai authorities, to get a hold of these brothers, the duo who have now been detained, and they would be also deported. But they need to actually build a watertight case so that as far as justice for those 25 people is concerned, that would be brought to them. Thank you very much, Harish and Rucha, for getting us those live updates. In the meantime, we head into a very short break. You're watching Times Now.